Hi, this is Regina Davis, and we're here at NARUC's 130th Annual Meeting and Education Conference. And joining us right now is Blessing Chukwu from the Arizona Corporation Commission. Welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Regina.
And how have you enjoyed the annual meeting so far?
I truly did enjoy it. It was exceptional.
Yes, and I noted yesterday you gave a very impassioned comment toward the end of our water discussion. So can you talk a little bit more about why this means so much to you?
It means so much to me for various reasons. The lady who was on the panel yesterday,
Susan Story,
Miss Story, had given a brief story about a lady who works with her that had to go on exile because of water in her, I believe her country is Nicaragua, something like that. The militias over there had to give her an ultimatum to leave the country, or else she'll be, maybe killed. And she told us how Susan used to fetch water, and she came up with a means to help the villagers, people in their community, on how to make it more convenient for them.
Yes, to access the water.
To access the water. And it really, I felt touched that I had to tell my own story, because I was born and raised up in Nigeria. I moved to the United States like 18 years ago. At the age of about 7 years old, 6, 7, my parents enrolled me in a boarding school in one remote town. And that my school that I went to, we had a well water. And during the dry season in Nigeria, the well water will be dry. And could you imagine how young I was? We will have to fetch water, go about 5 or 6 miles away to go and fetch water, and bring it back in like 2, 3, 4 gallon, 5 gallon buckets or jerry cans back to the campus. So it really put me back on a memory lane. But I thank God that it gave me an opportunity, because for all these years I've been seeing like announcements in terms of the advancement that NARUC has been doing in less fortunate countries. I don't want to say third world countries, because I want to say less fortunate countries. I've been seeing the tremendous work that NARUC has been doing that has to do with electricity. And President Obama and a few other presidents, they've been wanting to electrify, Power Africa and electrify all these other places. But I don't think that they have really stopped to think and know that nobody will die because of electricity. But somebody can die because of water. I am also a nurse.
Okay.
And I know that about 98% of the body composition is made up of water. If somebody is not to be fed water or infused any kind of fluid, the person would not live but maybe a few days. The person would die. But the person can go without food. The person can go without electricity. So after hearing about the lady's story and remembering what I went through as a kid, I felt deep in my heart that it was time to speak up, to raise the issue and see how, while we're trying to bring power or energy or electrify all these places that NARUC has their footprint, we need to consider how to give them better water. At the Arizona Corporation Commission, I deal with water. When the companies come to get CCN to provide services, I happen to be one of the fortunate ones that deals with the water. And I really, it's very passionate in my heart that I wish we can look into it, because water will affect the mortality rates of people, but power will not affect the mortality rate. While power is okay, but power has alternative. Electric has alternative. They can still use candle. They can use solar. They can use torchlight. But the water is very important and very essential. Like the lady said yesterday, water gives life. Okay? Electric gives life where you have like those ventilators that needs to be plugged onto them.
Exactly.
But in those countries, they already know how they do their natural maybe ventilator or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they already know how to manage that area. So while we're doing that, I would really, really encourage NARUC and all these establishments, these companies here that come to NARUC to see how they can maybe use their charity when NARUC is going to these places, at least drop, even if it's one well. They can use solar to power it, or they can just do it and they can manually pump it. If they have clean water, what we're talking about is clean water, because there are places that have water, but their water might have guinea worms, which is unhealthy. The guinea worm can crawl into your heart. Okay? Can you imagine maybe a worm getting into somebody's system and creating tunnels through the person's body? Okay, that's one. Two, if we have clean water, we will be able to teach them not to have stagnant water laying around, or teach them how to get rid of stagnant water so that malaria will not be bred. Three, if we have clean water, they can get rid of typhoid. And even at the end of the day, if typhoid is eradicated, even the NARUC staff that goes on international trip, maybe at some point, someday, by the grace of God, they will not be required to take the typhoid shot. Typhoid shots are not cheap. They're like about $130, or like, to get the injection or the tablets. I got it recently to go overseas. Okay, so the importance of water cannot be overemphasized. And I think it will, it will be good all around if we can look into the issue of water to make sure that we help, even if it's through charity. And with the NARUC program, they already have contacts with all these governments all around.
This is true, and I would like to close by saying three things. One, thank you so much for sharing your story. Two, thank you so much for those excellent suggestions. And three, we really thank the Arizona Corporation Commission for allowing staff such as yourself to attend these important meetings. Thank you so much. And we will look into some of those excellent suggestions that you have made about delving more into the water issue. And I wish you so much good luck and continued success. And thank you for continuing to be engaged in NARUC.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.